Hey guys, I want to talk to you today about being self-critical. Read a passage this morning. It was part of a devotion that I was doing, and the passage was Proverbs 16:2. Obviously, I'm driving, so I don't have the ability to quote it for you word for word. But basically, what the passage had talked about was that we have a tendency to judge our actions based on our intentions, and God has a tendency to judge us or judge our actions based on our motivations. We always have a tendency to kind of see the best in ourselves and so on and so forth. And I think that all comes with that sinful side that sees ourselves as being righteous. It's that self-righteous predisposition that we all tend to have. Well, if you're anything like me, you're probably your own worst critic. I heard Tim Keller say one time that the most righteous thing that we've ever done, we did for selfish reasons. And what he was talking about was trusting in Christ for salvation. And that's the most righteous thing that we've ever done, yet we did it, at least initially, to not go to hell. We did it for selfish motivations. And as I sit there and I kind of self-reflect on some of my decisions, one of the things that really kind of haunted me was the fact that so many of the things that I do are at their core selfish in motivation. I mean, I did it because I wanted to. I did it because maybe it would benefit me, or I did it for whatever reason, but at its core, they were selfish in motivation. And I really began to, as I was sitting there reading this devotion this morning, and as I was reading this passage, I really kind of, I guess, began to get a little bit distraught. Like, I couldn't find anything that that didn't at some level have a selfish motivation in it. And then I did what I should have done to begin with, which was read the next verse. And in Proverbs 16:3, it talks about, but set your work on the Lord and your thoughts will be established. And this really kind of spoke to me, because if we set our work and our motivation, if I set God first in my life, then my thoughts, the intentions of my heart, they will be established, and they'll be established in the right order, in the right priority, in the right manner. Because anytime we're working for ourselves, for our own desires, or even to a certain level for others' benefits, to do things like, I'm serving others. Well, why are you serving others? Well, because it makes me feel good. Well, then it's still selfish in motivation. But when I do these things as unto the Lord, when I do it in obedience to God, then my thoughts are established. Then the work that I do for others is irregardless of whether or not they reciprocate those feelings or not. It's irregardless of whether or not they even appreciate the work that I do or not, or whether they understand or agree. It makes no difference. So two kind of thoughts that I wanted to pass on to you guys this morning. Number one, always read the next verse. Number two, set your works on the Lord and your motivations will be established. They'll be in the right place, in the right priority. Don't be self-critical. Just set your thoughts on God. All right? Anyway, God bless.